What up? It's your boy T-Bird here on The Reaction. Today is Films Friday, and now it's time for some kill count from the one and only Dead Meat. This is now going to, I'm going back and forth, and this is down the line to the my original batch here. So this is The Mutilator, a 1984 classic. I was curious of, I think one of y'all hit me up about it, and I was curious of it, and and I put in a list, and it's like the second to the last one. We're going down to the final one. So this is a 1984 film. Like I said, the good thing about this, I ain't got to do too much censoring because they asked only one version of this, I think, hopefully. Other than that, let's do it.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at The Mutilator, released in 1984 with the kick-ass tagline, "By sword, by pick, by axe, bye-bye."
Oh.
Even though, in actuality, only one of those weapons is used in the movie. The Mutilator is a pretty homespun film, written, directed, and produced by a guy named Buddy Cooper in his hometown of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. With a cast of unknowns and a crew partially made up of students from American University, The Mutilator was plagued by production problems brought on by inexperience and lack of budget. The end result is a conventional 80s slasher that's light on plot and rife with bad acting, but you can at least appreciate the impressive gore by talented makeup artists like Mark Shostrom and Anthony Sho. It's the best part of the movie by far, and it's why today's episode is sponsored by Shudder, so I can show you all the good stuff uncut. Shudder is the Netflix of horror, with the largest selection of horror movies you could ever hope to find on the internet, all for only $5.99 a month or $56.99 a year. I love it because it's got cult classics like Maniac, right alongside straight-up classics like The Exorcist. It's a great way to see the breadth and depth of the horror genre, and as if that wasn't enough, it's also got original programming like its new series on cursed films and The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. Joe Bob is a huge inspiration of mine since he also presents horror movies with lots of fun background information. Think of him kind of like another me, only older, grumpier, and a hell of a lot more knowledgeable. Even more exciting, the new season premiere of The Last Drive-In is out today and is co-hosted by none other than Chris Jericho, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla and current AEW superstar. That is everything I could ever want to see on my screen. To try Shudder free for 30 days, go to Shudder.com and use promo code DeadMeatJames. That's Shudder.com, SHUDDER, promo code DeadMeatJames for a free 30-day trial. The Mutilator is one of many movies featured on Shudder, which is not afraid to host films with gory graphic deaths. Let's see how many mutilees we have here and get to the kills. The movie begins with a cake, baked by a woman wearing the widest damn pants cuffs I've ever seen. This unnamed mother-wife character is preparing to celebrate her husband's birthday, while their son, Ed Jr., decides that his gift will be to clean one of dear old dad's hunting rifles. Just shine it up real nice there, son. Make sure you don't miss a spot, and while you're at it, better make sure it still works properly. You wouldn't want it to— Oh my god!
Oh,
this kid just shot a hole through his mom! You idiot kid! What do you have to say for yourself?
Mama!
I don't think she can hear you, bro. Little Ed Jr. was played by Trace Cooper, director Buddy Cooper's son, while the mom character was played by Buddy's then-wife, Pamela, who also did wardrobe and catering for the film. In fact, a whole bunch of Buddy's family helped out on the movie, and during production, the entire cast and crew stayed at a motel his father owned called the Oceana Resort.
Just about everybody in my family was in it. In fact, John Douglas quipped when he saw the credits. He said, "Buddy, most people shoot home movies in Super 8.
Ed Sr. gets home and walks in to find his wife dead on the floor. His reactions escalate from soft shoving that almost makes Trace Cooper laugh to more serious backhands, and finally to scaring away Ed Jr. with a gun. Feeling helpless, he drags his dead wife past their stovetop goldfish and into his lounge for the saddest happy hour you've ever seen. Oh, wait a second. Now it's the saddest happy hour you've ever seen. Why are you boozing up that body, guy?
I wanted to bring her back. And I thought maybe pouring whiskey down her throat might bring her back, you know. Which of course it wouldn't, but I had that hope.
He's not a doctor. Years later, Ed Jr. is a college student with a bunch of friends who are upset that they don't have any plans for fall break, other than to blink rapidly and act poorly.
I'm gonna set a new high score on the video machine.
I'm gonna watch.
And for those of you unfamiliar with the idea of a fall break, which, as you'll see, was a pretty big part of this movie when it was made, director Buddy Cooper explains.
Around here, schools break in the fall and in the spring. In the spring it's called spring break, and in the fall it's called fall break. But I found out most places call it Thanksgiving, whatever that is.
Ed Jr. gets a call from his dad, Ed Sr., telling him to go to their beach condo and close it up for the winter. Since it would give them something to do during break, Ed's pals say they'll come with him and help, even though he's feeling pretty Han Solo about the whole thing.
I got a bad feeling about this.
How bad you feeling, Ed? Bad enough to moan about it? I guess so. They all load into Ed's car and with a mighty fall break cheer, head off into the opening credits.
When the leaves of summer turn red and gold.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait a minute, what is this song? No, dude, this sounds like the theme to a TGIF show. You can't just, wait, a title card? And it's the wrong movie title? Oh, this is one of those movies, huh? The last movies I covered that had a different title for their cards were Blood Rage and Texas Chainsaw 4. So, you know this thing's in good company. And that song plays for a solid 3 or 4 minutes here, growing increasingly catchy with each bar.
We're gonna have a good time. Gonna have a good time. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on
A ball break.
Don't get mad at me if you get tra-la-la all over again.
We're going on
A ball break.
It's the perfect song to listen to while openly drinking and driving, because ain't a sweeter combo in this world than Natty Light.
Alright, because when y'all got me, say, why are you on your phone all the time? I gotta see this real quick. So, was it really called Fall Break, Mutilator, to later? Let me see. Was it really the sub name is Fall Break? You know, Wikipedia like showdown. Let me see real quick. Yep, originally titled Fall Break. Wow.
Fight and sax riffs. After way too many verses of that would-be title song,
Ball break. Ball break. Ball break.
the kids finally arrive at Ed's condo and find the door unlocked. Inside, the place looks like a frat house on a Saturday morning, or a Sunday morning, or, you know, a morning. But while the others are a bit concerned, Ed says it was probably just his drunk dad and his drunk friends. Those guys are a bunch of hunters, which is why there are so many fake-looking animal carcasses, of land and sea, on the walls and in Ed Jr.'s hands. And they ain't the only dead things to look at here either.
Yeah, my dad ran over him with a ski boat.
Your dad ran over director Buddy Cooper in a ski boat?
Oh,
yeah, that Polaroid serves as the director's cameo. Eat your heart out, Hitchcock. As the kids engage in some kitchen time grab-ass, they're unaware that a drunken Ed Sr. is below them in the condo's garage, occasionally nodding off with a battle axe in his hands.
Oh,
That's
shit.
not a good snuggle partner, guy. No wonder you be having nightmares/fantasy dreams about killing your son in various ways.
Wow.
Ed Sr. peers out from some shadows as two of his son's horny idiot friends, Mike and Linda, walk around touching his stuff.
But your rubbers are too big.
That's the first time you've ever said that.
Fun fact, Linda there is played by Frances Raines, niece of the OG Invisible Man, Claude Rains.
Wow.
Her career wasn't quite as successful as her uncle's. After looking at motorboat engines and engineering their own motorboating, they leave the garage to join their friends for dinner. But you know dinners and how they're always making you horny, so after chowing down, Mike and Linda leave to burn off all that supper sexiness. They bypass the beach for a more romantic swimming hole. This pool, chilling beneath a tent, all lit up like a botanical garden. Back at the condo, the others tire of Monopoly, since it's a shitty fucking board game, and head outside to find their missing friends. As they walk along the beach, Ed Jr. draws sand hearts for his girlfriend Pam, a virgin who's reluctant to go all the way with him tonight. I think we have our final girl. At the pool, Mike and Linda, I'll be fucking usly, get to skinny dipping, all while more of that goddamn Cheers piano plays.
Great.
Is it great, Mike? Because you're swimming around in milk, dude. Yep, in this scene, Mike and Linda play a game of hide and seek in a pool. So to make the water opaque enough for that to work, they filled it with so much milk it took 3 or 4 days to filter out.
They came to get me to come down and shoot it, and it was after, it must have been about
Milk?
midnight or later.
Really?
And I didn't
Really?
know until I got down there, or the person called me and said, come on, we're ready. The milk is in the pool, and I'm thinking, What is the milk in the pool? What's that all about?
The two of them splash around in this giant cereal bowl forever, until eventually, while Linda's bare-breasted back floating, she's pulled underwater in super choppy, super slow-mo and drowned. Yeah, dude, that's all that happens to her. Just drowned. Originally, Linda was going to get spear gunned through the back, but when it came time to make a body cast of Frances Raines, the alginate concoction that was supposed to take 2.5 minutes to set instead took hours, due to a miscalculation Mark Shostrom made with the mix.
So math was never my strong point.
Because of time restraints, they abandoned the plan and did this drowning death instead. Against any kind of logic or remote believability, Mike never notices Linda's drowning. He doesn't even notice when the killer, Ed Sr., drags her dead body out of the pool and takes the time to steal Mike's clothes. How narrow is your field of vision, Mike? Wow. He gets out of the pool and finds his pants, as well as the confidence to try his hand at good acting.
What's this? Little game, eh?
Turns out it was misplaced confidence. He follows this trail of attire all the way back to the condo and into the garage, where Ed Sr. jumps out and kills Mike by taking that boat engine to his torso. Lucky for us, Mike's actor, Maury Lampley, gives us one last memorable performance to go out on.
Really? Just die already, damn it.
As great as Mike's lacerated chest, this kill was originally supposed to be even bloodier. Makeup artist Mark Shostrom, who would go on to work on a whole heap of horror movies, including Slumber Party Massacre, the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and Evil Dead 2, originally created a pressurized fake torso filled with blood.
And the outboard mortar would hit it.
Unfortunately, he used latex that ended up being a bit too durable, and they had to cut the effect.
Trying to cut it with this.
How many times you gonna fuck? How many times you fuck up good special effects, man? Come on.
Bison just kind of bounced off.
Damn.
In retrospect, if I was doing it today, I'd use a soft gel.
It's gonna be the least favorite of this batch.
With his double homicide complete, Ed Sr. reverts to his hunting instincts and hangs Linda's body up to dry. Ed and his not-dead friends run into a beach cop played by a guy named Ben Moore, who was apparently something of a local celebrity in Atlantic Beach. The kids tell him that their condo was all boozed up upon their arrival, possibly denoting some near-duelling. So after they leave to continue looking for their friends, the cop heads to the condo to check things out. This is the kind of pre-kill slasher sequence that always bores me to tears. They're not suspenseful, scenes like this, they're just padding. But at least this time, when the kill finally comes, it's worth the wait, since the unnamed cop gets stabbed in the face with a machete and then freaking decapitated with an axe.
Okay.
Yes, with the bloody headless body falling and the flashlight shining on the severed head. I love it. The cop's head and body are added to Ed Sr.'s collection in the garage, though I hope he's not operating by college dorm rules there. You know what I'm saying? Ed and co. finally decide to call it quits and head back to the condo, where one virgin joke too many earns horny jokes to Ralph, an elbow to the gut, and a sort of arm drag takedown.
Oh shit!
Just drop it with the peer pressure, my dude. Pam doesn't want the D yet. A point she reiterates to Ed Jr. when they go to bed that night. You know, that's fine and all, Pam, but that doesn't mean you can put your shoes all over the bed. What kind of animal are you? Ralph's girlfriend, Sue, also has her shoes on the bed, but she's willing to take them and even more clothes off as long as Ralph goes to look for Mike and Linda one last time. He's reluctant until she convinces him with the promise of sex, which finally gets him going with some silent film flair.
Nice.
This fucking movie, man. He goes outside and hollers for them, first loudly on the beach,
Mike! Linda!
and then softly in the garage.
Oh shit.
Mike! Linda!
Ralph finds Linda's panties on a door handle, and though he thinks there's merely dirty garage sex going on back there, he instead finds death from a gig in the neck. Yep, that thing's a gig, which is apparently a trident that's trying to be a pitchfork. And Ed Sr. gigs it up so hard, he freaking breaks the handle off the thing. I haven't seen gigging like that since I was a freelance editor, man. Eventually, Sue gets worried about Ralph, so she does what any good slasher victim would, and heads downstairs to look for him. In her negligee, no less. No more, either. She starts to get stalked by Ed Sr. with a fishing gaff, but upstairs, Pam hears some noises and wakes up Ed Jr. Since they're both fucking weirdos that sleep fully dressed, they're able to quickly run downstairs and scold a surprised Sue.
Where have you been? Where are the
robbers!
Pam just wants to leave since people keep disappearing, but Sue insists on looking around for Ralph one last time. They split up, and immediately, Sue is accosted by Ed Sr., who, holy shit, is one strong boy indeed. In fact, Ed Sr.'s actor, Jack Chatham, was cast mostly due to his stature, having formerly been a physical fitness trainer and basketball coach. Ed Sr. takes Sue into the garage, throws her onto a workbench, and kills her in a seriously disgusting way. Like, honestly, it's pretty yikes. By taking that gas and cooking it through a pelvis, like most of the other deaths. It's a very drawn-out kill, and he ends it with his battle axe off screen. Sue's death is probably the most memorable of the movies, and was done with the old-fashioned using a dummy lower body, while actor Connie Rogers' real upper body popped out through the table. As crew members moved the dummy's legs around with sticks, the fishing gaff went through a fake torso filled with condoms full of blood, some of which came out on the hook, producing an effect so visceral they had to cut during the first take when a young woman operating the boom mic started to cry. Ed and Pam come into the garage and find Sue and Sue's head, which are not things they're used to seeing apart. They also find all the other bodies. But before they can leave the place entirely, they see Ed's murderous papa approaching the open garage. Ed hides Pam inside a little closet area, locking her in for safety, then hides himself in the shadows so he can strike his father to the ground. They get into a generational battle that sees Junior knocked out and, tied up, I guess, by his dad. Before Pops can kill his son with that battle axe, though, Pam breaks free and tells him no, that's a bad dad. Good dads stab their sons in the leg. Even though that wasn't a kill, the effect was another victim of this film's continual production problems.
And you were supposed to see on camera Jack take the battle axe and go, dude, into my thigh, and then blood. And Buddy saying, so Jack, I want you to, you can stab him with the battle axe right there on his leg. And he's holding the battle axe, he was like, right here, and he takes the axe, and he kind of touches right where my leg is, and it pops. And there was no chance to do another take. It was like, this was a one-take thing. So it was like, roll it, film! So you never see that. But you see is me going, ah! And I'm squishing more blood out of my fake leg. And that was my special effect.
Pam throws a metal pyramid thingy into Ed Sr.'s head, but when that doesn't slow down the silent, over-the-hill killer, she's forced to stab him in the chest, which finally gets him to the ground. Pam cuts Ed Jr. free and helps him into the car, completely ready to leave all their dead friends behind. Surprise, surprise though, the car doesn't start. And while they work out a plan, they fail to notice Ed Sr. recovering to come at them again. He climbs up the back of their car and cuts through the roof with his battle axe, and as he's grabbing his son's face, Pam very patiently presses in the cigarette lighter and waits for it to heat up. Worth the wait, honestly, since the attack ends up melting a serious amount of skin off his face. That was awesome. She gets the car going and drives the dude off the back right as some other police officers conveniently arrive on the scene. But she don't need their help. She's perfectly capable of driving backwards and crushing this dummy against the cinder block wall.
Jesus Christ. It's my dad.
Yeah, dude, and your dad sucks. Originally, the end of the movie was going to involve Ed Sr. getting cut in half by a drawbridge, but obviously, they had nowhere near the budget needed to accomplish that. So instead, we got this wall smash, which still manages to cut the killer in half, or at least bury Jack Chatham's lower body in the ground there. And yet that doesn't stop him from getting one last kill by cutting off a police officer's leg. I'm counting the cop as dead, as well as Ed Sr., since the drunk murdery bastard finally collapses and dies after that. By the way, that cop's actor was really missing part of his leg. His name was John Bodie, and he was a West Point graduate who got his leg shot off in Vietnam. Seems like he had a really good time making the movie, which can honestly be said for seemingly everyone involved.
We were just here, we're having fun.
It's a summer camp, in a way. And it wasn't just the actors that got along, the crew was all really, really great crew. And I have some lifelong friends from that crew. And it was just a nice team of people.
Even after all the movies he's done since, Mark Showstrom says it was his favorite ever experience on a production.
Actually, when people ask me the most fun I've ever had on a movie, it's The Mutilator. The best film experience I've had in 35 years.
So, yeah, definitely not my favorite film, but I'm glad it made a lot of people happy. The movie ends with Ed Jr. and Pam looking out a hospital window before we see a sitcom-like end credits sequence, outtakes and all, as our favorite earworm in the world burrows itself deeper and deeper into our brains.
We're going on up.
Really?
How many bodies got broken over fall break? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
And when you fall into my arms, I'll break into your heart.
Lord.
The numbers are filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Oh my God.
8 people died in the Mutilator, with 3 women and 5 men making up the multitudes of mutilated victims. With a runtime of 86 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 10
I stand corrected. This is not my least favorite. This is actually one
minutes.
Funny. It's like cheesy killers, but it's funny.
I'll give the golden chainsaw
it.
who was killed to the beach cop.
I figured it.
love
I
how the
figured it was
machete
him.
sticks out of
I
his
figured he
face
was the
for
one.
so long. And even though the quick decapitation is clearly done with a dummy, I like the way that headless body looks and falls to the ground. Gotcha! Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Linda, who's drowning at a lower frame rate than a circa 2003 webcam. And that's it. The Mutilator premiered in 1984 and was initially unrated, so the only places that played it were cities like New York and LA. By the time the much more toned down R-rated cut was released, it was too late for Buddy Cooper to earn his money back, so he never made another movie ever again. On Friday, I'm looking at Sinister, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this.
My fault. I need to stop that. So anyway, oh man, I thought it was gonna be the least favorite from the start, but it actually turned out to be the funniest one. That had me laugh, especially when he did the little sitcom thing at the end though. But damn, talk about a budget nightmare.
What do you think?
Hold on.
I think we're dead meat. Real dead.
Sorry, my fault. I'm trying to. Alright, yeah, here we go. Damn. I ain't mean for that to start. I meant to pause and it clicked onto one of the links on the ending screen. But anyway, this was a fun one. This is actually fun. Actually, surprisingly fun one to watch though. For a minute, I thought it would be some bullshit, but then the kills got a little more gory. You know what I mean? A little 80 slashes like I tended to be, and then the little funny takes with James with the little sitcom thing was hilarious. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. But other than that, this was a good kill count. So if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If I get back to my kill count menu, I can get breakdown of what's going to be next. Well, you already know what's going to be next. Next week will be for Dead Meat. You know the Jaffet ones will be surprised as well as the trailers, but the Dead Meat ones always definite. And next week will be we're going down the line of ending with Saw soon. This will be the Saw 3D. Saw 3D will probably be the one that might actually finally break me and try to look away. Following that, I have a special one. Following that, I have a special one that ending with the last batch, which is not one but 2 lighthearted Dead Meat counts. And we're gonna in the Saw series will be the Jigsaw movie. Folks already asking me to react to it. Yeah, I'm just doing it in order. And I will look at the top 10 kills Saw. Top 10 kills from Saw, if I say. And after that, I plan on doing a series. I know y'all wanted one series on me. This one came ahead because I was trying to start doing like new kill counts for Dead Meat, so that's why I'm doing that. So I'm doing this series here as of next, and you'll find in a minute. So other than that, this is gonna be a surprise, but if you like my shit, I'll say again, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I gotta say is thank y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with me with the kill counts though. Y'all like this become my latest bread and butter, like along with the sample video, the Michael Jackson videos, he trying to laugh, but this y'all welcome me with this as being gave it a try, and y'all look forward to this every week, and I appreciate that. So anyway, it's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.